are finally predicting the first ranked versus ranked matchup of this bowl season, and it is one of the top bowl games on my list. A must-see game in the Alamo Bowl as number 14 Arizona takes on number 12 Oklahoma, a surprising Arizona team that has won 6 straight games against an Oklahoma team that's still 10-2, but fell just short of their expectations in year 2 under Brent Venables. This is going to be an absolutely epic game, a must-see game, and we're here to break down everything you need to know about it and, of course, share our official prediction. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys. We're so glad you could join us today. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below, including those expert picks. That holiday special, guys, it's not going anywhere, and is one of the best deals in the entire country, giving you every single college football bowl game spread pick, every single NFL playoff game spread pick for one of the lowest prices in the country for picks that have hit over 62% each of the last 5 years. If you want to win big, this is the place for you. It's never too late to sign up for our expert picks. Go sign up, become a member of our GE Nation. The link for that, again, down in the description below over on the gridironexpert.com. So let's take a look at this game, guys. I am beyond psyched. When I saw this was the Alamo Bowl, and the Alamo Bowl typically giving us a very good matchup and a fun matchup, typically close matchups as well. When I saw this, I was pumped. Number 12, number 14, 9-3 Arizona, winners of 6 straight, 4 of those coming over teams that at the time were ranked, against an Oklahoma team that, again, is 10-2, but fell just short of their expectations of going to the Big 12 championship, maybe even the college football playoff, by dropping games against Kansas and Oklahoma State. But let's dive into it. We'll look at the Wildcats, right? Keep in mind, this Arizona team, 9-3, their best record since 2014. That was the year they made the Fiesta Bowl. Their offense has been electric. That's the major reason for their success. And you don't want to know why it's electric? It's a man named Noah Fifita. This guy is unbelievable. Over 2,500 yards, 23 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions. He wasn't even the starter when the season began, right? He wasn't even supposed to see this much playing time. But Jayden de Laura goes down, Fifita comes in, and the rest is history. And for the record, I don't think Arizona's in this spot. I don't think Arizona goes on this run if Jayden de Laura is the quarterback. Fifita gave this offense the spark they needed. Not that it was bad, but gave them this extra element that maybe de Laura wasn't going to provide. Unbelievable stats. Averaging over 304 passing yards per game, over 34 points per game. The Wildcats have the 11th ranked passing attack in the entire country, and Fifita has a plethora of weapons surrounding him. Tetaroa McMillan, over 1,200 reception yards and 10 touchdowns on the year. Jacob Cowing right behind him, nearly 700 reception yards and 11 touchdowns. A possibility he could opt out of this bowl game in preparation for the NFL draft. Still unsure at the time of this video if that will happen, but as of now, we're expecting him to play. So 2 receivers with well over 600 reception yards, and they've got a very underrated ground game as well. Jonah Coleman, 851 rushing yards on the year. Again, an underrated run game that's averaging over 140 rushing yards per game. We focus so much on Arizona and the passing game, but Coleman and the rushing attack can do some serious damage as well. Jedd Fisch has built himself an offensive juggernaut as Arizona is preparing to head into the Big 12, where they'll reunite with Oklahoma, and this has been just a joy to watch all year long. Oklahoma, though, they've been a joy to watch all year long, but unfortunately, offensively, they're not going to be the team that we've seen all year long. It starts at the coaching position. Their offensive coordinator, Jeff Lebby, gone, becoming the head coach at Mississippi State. So they're down their play caller. Dylan Gabriel transferring out, heading to Oregon to replace Bo Nix. So a huge get for the Ducks. Major loss for Oklahoma. Gabriel obviously not going to play in this game, which means they're going to turn to Jackson Arnold, who has 24 pass attempts this year. The Sooners also will be down their number 2 leading rusher, and Tawee Walker. He's going to be out of this game, along with tons of players on the offensive line. A very, very depleted offensive line for the Sooners entering this game. Not what you want when you're down one of your top rushers. Not what you want when you're starting a relatively new quarterback against a very strong Arizona defensive line. A new quarterback that doesn't have much experience, hasn't dealt with much pressure, and now going to be playing in a top 15 showdown. This is a massive, massive game for Jackson Arnold, who many consider to be maybe the future for Oklahoma football. Going to be a great test and a great, measuring stick for the team and fans alike. The wide receiver core for Oklahoma still mostly intact, giving Arnold plenty to work with. But again, that 5th overall offense that we saw all year from Oklahoma that averaged over 500 yards per game, it's going to look drastically different. Nowhere near what we saw with Jeff Levy calling the shots and Dylan Gabriel slinging it all over the field. Arizona, take a look at their defense. How do they stop Oklahoma? How do they find a way to create pressure on Jackson Arnold? Well, again, if the offensive line is as depleted as it's going to be, if I'm Jed Fish, I'm Arizona, I am sending so many blitz packages, so many creative defensive looks to try to confuse this young quarterback. Again, playing on the biggest stage of his very, very young career. This is the defense, guys, at Arizona that's extremely underrated as well. We focus so much on the offense for Arizona, how good they are, how electric and explosive they are, that we don't talk enough about their defense that's only given up 341 yards per game and is 20th in the country against the run, allowing just 111 rushing yards per game. So there you go. If you can slow down the run game, Arizona can do what they've done all year long, which is stopping the run and doing it effectively, and force the quarterback and Jackson Arnold to win the game solely by himself. They're doing a phenomenal job, and that's exactly what you want if you're Arizona. Put all the weight and all the pressure on a young, inexperienced quarterback and pressure the heck out of him. And Arizona defense has 31 sacks on the year. Send as many blitz packages as you can. Force them into mistakes, force them into second and third and long situations. Oklahoma may not find themselves having much offensive success if their quarterback is under duress from start to finish. So that's what you got to do if you're Arizona. If you're Oklahoma, luckily for you, your defense is still pretty much intact. You lose a lot on offense, but the defense doesn't really have any guys transferring out, opting out, anything like that, which is huge. When you got a great coach in Brent Venables, one of the best defensive minds in the game, you know he's going to be coming up with a very strong game plan to stop this top 15, top 11 passing attack led by Noah Fafita and Arizona. Problem is, you can talk about that all day long, right? Talk about coming up with a game plan, trying to devise a game plan. Oklahoma has done that all year. They haven't found a way to do it. The Sooners have the 100th ranked passing defense in the country, allowing 242 passing yards per game. That's not encouraging, facing this electric of an attack from Arizona. And if you look at some of the close games that Oklahoma's been in, either close wins or even games that they've lost, they have not fared well against the pass. They allowed 371 passing yards to Texas. They did beat the Longhorns in the final seconds, but a lot of yards given up to Quinn Ewers in that passing attack. 248 passing yards to UCF in a narrow 2-point victory over the Knights. They allowed 218 passing yards to Kansas, 225 rushing yards to the Jayhawks in the Sooners' first loss of the year, and then allowed 334 passing yards to Allen Bowman at Oklahoma State, the Sooners' second loss of the year, which ultimately ruined their college football playoff and Big 12 title hopes. So they have not been great against the pass in games that have been against quality opponents. Texas, UCF, Kansas, those good, solid teams they've played that have been very close games. Oklahoma has struggled in the air. They've struggled in stopping the pass. The one thing the Sooners have going for them, though, is their ability to force turnovers. They allow a lot of big plays. They allow, some chunk yards here and there, whatever, but they are finding ways to force turnovers. They have 19 interceptions, not 19 total turnovers, 19 interceptions on the year. Fafita has only thrown 5 interceptions on the year, so something's got to give. If the Sooners can get at least one pick off of Fafita, setting up this young offense with favorable field position and convert, you're going to have yourself a ball game. But that's what the Sooners have got to do defensively. They might not do that well of a job at slowing down Arizona. They may allow a lot of chunk yards, but if you can force a couple turnovers here and there, you're going to be in good shape. And what I like to say all the time, too, is if Oklahoma can bend but don't break, if they allow some big plays, if they allow a lot of yards, but Arizona's having to settle for field goals, or they're committing turnovers, or just making dumb mistakes like that, if Oklahoma's defense can do that, who cares if they put up 600 yards? A win's a win's a win. Bend but don't break. If you're the Oklahoma defense, that's what you've got to do. So what's going to happen, guys? The Alamo Bowl is up there as one of my top 5 bowl games of this entire postseason. I'm extremely, extremely excited about it. Even with all the opt-outs, even with all the transfers and the opt-outs and the coaching changes and things like that, I expect this game to be very, very close. I expect it to be very, very competitive. But right now, I've got to go with the hot hand. I've got to go with the team that right now looks like one of the best offenses in the country and has been dang near unstoppable. I am picking the Arizona Wildcats to win the Alamo Bowl over Oklahoma and maybe, just maybe, clinch themselves a top 10 finish. It would take a lot, but definitely a top 12 finish for Arizona. This is a team that has won 6 straight games. This is a team that's extremely motivated to be here, maybe more so than Oklahoma with so many changes and down on themselves after missing out on their ultimate goal, which was the Big 12 championship and a potential New Year's Six Bowl. Arizona's pumped, relishing their biggest season since 2014, and the Wildcats and Jetfish will come into San Antonio, find a way to win this game. Arizona clinches their first 10-win season since 2014, and they will carry their 7-game winning streak into 2024, where they will become a new member of the Big 12 and be reunited with Oklahoma. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below, including our expert picks, the holiday special, guys. Go check it out. Every spread pick for every bowl game, every spread pick for every NFL playoff game. We want you to take advantage of those and win big with us today. Go sign up. The link for that down in the description below. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.
Yeah.